Hello everyone, welcome back. We're playing NTW. This is my new PC. It's very nice, as you can see. Graphics are ultra. I've cut back on a few things, just mainly because no one's going to notice them, like brass and stuff, but otherwise, yeah. So, let's just begin. I'm going to keep it in slow motion for now. Here's the Prussian army, Cuirassier, Brony Uhlans, some Fusiliers, Russian Fusiliers. A bunch of foot guard, ton of musketeers with a good general. Some more fusiliers, a 6-pounder horse artillery with some Silesian Schutzen, along with Tarses, I don't know how to pronounce them, and Cuirassier. And here's the Ottomans. You have some Nizam Sedet, cavalry, some Nizam Sedet, however you pronounce it. In just more light infantry, basically. Some Janissaries, just normal infantry, the standard. A 9-pounder foot artillery, more light infantry. More mounted Nizam Sedet and just more light infantry. Here's my army. You can see I have some light dragoons. Here's my 6-pounder. I have some sharpshooters over here. Line infantry around here. My general is here. Here's all my lights. Here's some more light dragoons. That's basically my army. You can wait for the enemy's army later, but yeah. As you can see here, we're about to troll some blanketed people. They're all playing as friends, I believe. And we were playing as, I believe, like a coalition type thing here. I like Denmark because they're manpower, not manpower, but they're cheap in unit costs, generally speaking. They have very nice light. They have, for surprisingly, really great morale. And generally speaking, you can field a pretty good big army with Denmark's troops. You can see Mr. Joachim. Pretty long name, but yeah. Our game plan for this wasn't really set out, but it was a good game. Well, we won. It was an utter stomp of the enemy forces, if I'm not lying. But you know, we did have some hard time. Alright, here you go. You can see I'm probably already moving up really fast with my army. Here's France, Chasseurs, Empress Dragoons, some militia, National Guard, the Old Guard looking fashionable and crisp as always, Fusilier of the Line, Mr. Swoop over here, there's more Fusilier of the Line, no Swiss foot surprisingly. Here's some Polish Legion and some Swiss foot, then you have Chasseurs, Cuirassier, Dutch Guard Lancers, some multi-gears along with Polish soldiers, Polish Legion, Fusiliers of the Line, some Chasseurs, more Fusiliers of the Line and Chasseurs, just many Fusiliers of the Line. Here's some Artillery Cheval, some Swiss foot, some Chasseurs, some more faulty gears and such. Cuirassier, 7E, and the Polish Guard. Chasseurs Cheval, General Staff, bunch of Chasseurs militia and Fusiliers along with 5E. Here's some Chasseurs Cheval. Swiss foot all along here with the Chasseurs and the Old Guard on more Chasseurs Cheval. So that's just a quick move through the entire French army. Let's see over here. So the French are making their move to around this corner, which by this time my army had already gotten to a point where I've superseded them on the hill-taking front. I pretty much dominated this hill, like at the start of the game. I just placed my lights here, started firing, some shots off, you know, killing some people. Not really that effective, but they're causing the enemy to get into a position where they're not really in control. I can just cause the... Yeah, I'm making everybody take casualties here, especially the Old Guard. They got a large amount of losses at the start. start of the game, which is very nice indeed. As they started firing into my lights, though, I tried to pull them out. Like, I just pulled them out after the first volley. I got the first volley down. The AI just likes going around for some reason, and not just straight. But yeah, so the enemy started firing or moving basically in this corner area right here. So I just started moving up some line infantry. I had my skirmishers just like pull back so I can allow my main force of line infantry to move up and fire on the enemy. And now the enemy, they weakened, they used their ammo a bit. The French are now starting to just not try to move too much here, so they can like fire first. So yeah, that's fine. Yeah, they're firing. I'm about to move up my lights to over here. My reserves are sitting up here. The French don't really have much. They're just sitting here fighting me. In the center, nothing's really happening. My artillery is about to set up and start firing. The Ottomans, surprisingly, weren't attacked. I think they were too scared of me pulling troops out of here to attack them or something, but this is what happens. But you know, they're starting to move against me, but I think the Ottomans started moving up too, so they might have not done that. Yeah, the French are moving up. Over here, the Ottomans and the Prussians seem to have built up a defensive line. I know the rest of the French army is. Alright, the French army is already just advancing up onto the hill, taking the hill. Huge cavalry engagement going. I think what they were about to attack the Fusiliers. Huge cavalry engagement. The French, they definitely seem to be bashing the Prussians here, but the Ottomans coming in with a mounted charge. Oh, never mind. They're trying to scare me, I guess. Here, I think the enemy is gonna have a hard time. Yeah. They're fighting here, though. Which, yeah. I caused the French to fall back here. I think the French just fell back after a bit of firing from my army. I pulled back my men because I didn't want them to break. So I basically pushed back the French and I return. I'm gonna fire on these guys. My army is about to fire on these men with the sharpshooters. So basically we're just waiting for the French to advance. Because I've taken my position, I have sharpshooters who will be able to fire at the enemy. Siege, the mass. Yeah, the chasseurs move up. And they, generally speaking, will win against normal rifles and stuff, if given a chance. They're not firing at my sharpshooters. I think I moved my cav because these guys are moving up, so well around basically, so they won't be in a line of fire. You can't really get around here. I've also had to put a garrison there. Kind of caused me a bit more trouble. But generally speaking, we're firing. The enemy is being fired upon by my rifles, or sharpshooters, rifles. Me and the Ottomans are double teaming the French over here. I basically forgot about this front. I just left it here. The French are moving up again. I'm about to send in my cav to wipe out the chasseurs. The Ottomans are moving up with their janissaries onto the hill. Maybe to attack this artillery. The Prussians and the French aren't really battling. The Ottomans have sent up their light infantry and firing against the chasseurs. Not much really going wrong on that front. The French are pushing the enemy back on this front. I think it's a very costly endeavor for the French, though. They're wasting time. Because this engagement force is just not very strong. as that happens, the French are being annihilated in the center by the Prussians.
Sir, our general is under attack.
And as this happens, I think this is my like second cavalry detachment. Yeah, it's my second cavalry detachment. I just soup chaos here. My rifles or sharpshooters are causing mayhem against the French. Sharpshooters here were doing pretty nice against the French here. I decided to move up. The Ottomans pulled back, French pulled back, because we had a better
Our
position.
men are running, sir.
Yeah, that's my cav. They lasted pretty long though. My line of infantry here is starting to waver. The enemy just got sown into chaos. You know, my main purpose was to take out the French light infantry, which basically happened. They weren't really a threat to sharpshooters anymore. The French never used their cav against exposed light infantry though, which is something you baffle against. Now, as my men started shattering, you know, after repeated fire, I just sent out more reserves to fresh units I had. My rifles kept firing, sharpshooters. On this flank right here, I think I dedicated a bit more than I should have. But yeah, we were fighting the French here, trying to get a bit of a better position on the French here. My rifles are taking damage. I think the French getting really close. Now, I don't think I noticed this, but yeah. Started firing on the French. I refused to give up.
We have killed their general, sir. Now they must raid.
Oh, one person's general is dead. Prussian cavalry. The center has been broken. The French are on the run. The Turks are pinning the French here. The French have already been like encircled. They have here they have to worry about. And some musketeers. And then they have to worry about the army here. So they don't really have much of a chance here. They've just been encircled. The French center has collapsed. There's not really anything they can do. Even the Guard Lancers. You know, the French, I'm not sure what they're going to do here. They're being harassed around here. My forces are firing constantly. Rifles are taking casualties, but it's not really much of a problem. Yeah, I saw his cav moving up here, and it did cause concern. My army here is starting to get depleted. I have soldiers in the reserve, but I don't really have much. My force here, I think, just broke and ran, or I think I pulled it out. So I just, I fired on the enemy from here. It's a pretty good position. I got a ton of hits. And the sharpshooters here were definitely a huge part of my success. Now, my forces here.
Our men are running, sir.
As you can see, the French heavy cav moving into me. I pulled my guys out. This wasn't a good position. The light dragoons held the day. I thought at this time I was done for, so I started pulling back. As the French did have a good position, I didn't really hold my position. But as the French started, really losing steam with their first dragoons and my square basically held here for now. Fired at the enemy. The enemy couldn't really advance pretty well. I just wanted to pull back. As you can see, this is my army formation currently. I should do that. The Prussians are basically finishing one flank of the French army. The French in the center have been finished off. The French retreated to the forest, where most of their army was fresh and just waiting. And that was about it for the French line here. They're slowly pulling back. They're trying to hold against the Prussians and the others, the Turks. Still anyone's game, though. So the French are fighting still. Their forces are trying to take on this area. I'm basically waiting for the French to advance because I don't have any really field reserves to pull up here and attack. My last cav force came in just to take out
Our men are running,
good
sir.
at the time. My light infantry fought very well. Skirmishers really aiding my men. I think I tried to really just like flank the French, but I don't think I had enough men to really do much flanking at the end of the day, because my army really didn't last that much. The enemy basically fired into nothing as this happened. They fired into the dirt. Well, my men actually had a pretty good degree of success compared to them. So it wasn't really much. I tried to take out their lights, but they still remained. But they're negligible for us. So my skirmishers firing at me. The French, as they tried to advance, I don't think they had enough steam themselves to do anything. You know, it's not really much of an army they had left. Even if they did break through me, I don't think they would have a chance. And then started encircling them here. We're fighting here with stretched lines. The French center, or whatever remained of it, the French area, desperate, just being wiped out, picked off one by one. The French in the little forest over here, hidden, hiding, they were wiped, and many of their soldiers died, not many survived, so they basically had to fight there. We fought here, exceptional bravery. The I-formed square, which saved
One of our units has used all its ammunition, sir.
Yeah, I started running out of ammunition by this time, and yeah, it was close. I think my skirmishers really did change the battle's outcome, because the French obviously lost a lot of men. Now, at the end of the day, I was very exhausted. If this happened early in the battle, I think and then I might have been able to help, but at this point I really didn't help. And there wasn't much the French could do. After I broke them, there was nothing. Just nothing. Yeah, it was a much faster battle. Usually battles don't take hours. But since this map isn't actually that big compared to these others, we had a pretty nice. The French really didn't have anything. They were broken, killed on both two sides. Nothing was really left of the French. They had to hold here. Now, this is basically in our favor. We didn't, but we were pretty exhausted. We didn't have any troops left. However, even though the French have fresh troops, they're losing like 30 men each in the volley. Just because we have so many men on the battlefield firing bullets. It's just insane. The French are just being beat up on all flanks. Turkish cavalry really just going into a suicide mode. We get a morale buff. The French really don't have any. Their general, even though he's still alive, he's not really going to do anything. So he's being picked off. You know, doesn't really have anything else to do. The French, basically wiped out at this point. You can see this menial puny force is all that my army has left. It wouldn't really have changed the tide of battle if we were losing. Might have, like skirmishers did, but not really anything to fear. My army isn't too strong. At the end of the day, we don't even have any flags left, which shows the state of the opponent army. We don't have any banners. You can see how small my army got with no XP starting forces.
Glorious victory, sir!
Basically,
It's
a
soon
general
to be
that was
yours.
just a bit better than the base general staff. So General Smell is really good. Basically, this is just the enemy cavalry firing, keeping the enemy in square. And basically, just us wiping them out by going behind, firing from the front. So, yeah. It's glorious. However, you can see they're slowly breaking too. If the French had more soldiers, or maybe if they were able to hold here, or maybe like if the French basically won on this side, you know, it might have been something. My light dragoons just wiped out whatever was left here, even though they were in the square. You know, I just ran over them. You see, this force was like close to breaking for some reason. That's it, folks. You can see I lost some, you know, we did a large amount of killing. The French did obviously lose a lot more. Well, thanks you guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks.